someone that I feel like that has really stuck with me throughout time, ever since like when I was a little girl, was Ruby Bridges. I was like obsessed with her in elementary school. She went through so much as a young girl. You know, I'm looking at this as someone that's around my age, someone that's, you know, young, and it was just like all these people are yelling slurs at her and calling her out of her name, and she still, all she wanted to do was go to school. You know, just all she wanted to do was learn. And I feel like now, like, I know me, like this online schooling is kind of killing me a little bit. But, you know, I feel like sometimes we take that for granted. And just for her to be strong and to keep going and to keep pushing and to be the first African American to go and be in an all-white school is just amazing to me. So
Ida B. Wells, a lot of people just say, oh yeah, she was a journalist. She also established the first kindergarten. You know, that's that one that everyone has to go through. She started that. Ida B. Wells, she also was the person that stopped lynching. You know, so she's a very famous person. She's done a lot. And for her to be a woman back in her time, that's a lot. She was also one of the founders of the NCAAP, I believe that's what it's called. I hope I said it right.
The NAACP.
Yes.
Yeah.
She was a founder, and she was also just a leadership person. She was at the front of the civil rights. And to be a woman, like I said, to be a woman, but a black woman, oh yeah, you get applause for that. Because it takes courage to stand up for yourself. Right. You don't have a voice, but you use your voice. That takes a lot. Yes.
So I say Colin Kaepernick was a really good, you know, he did it on his own. It wasn't just like Rosa Parks, you know. I mean, when she didn't get up on the bus, you know, she did it on her own. No one told her to do it. She was tired. It's just how she felt. She didn't feel like, you know, explaining herself to anyone.
So I had to do my research, but I chose Sadie Tanner Mose Alexander. She was the first African American to graduate with a law degree, and I want to pursue like a career in law, and it's really hard too because you have, you know, there's a lot of school and there's a lot you need to do, and I feel like back then it was really hard for African American women to, you know, pursue their dreams and to really do anything because they were looked down on. And I feel like it was very brave of her to be able to go for something like a law degree and, you know, stand for law and to stand for Black people and to be able to defend them in court, not just, you know, at home or like by herself. So I feel like it was very brave and nice for her to, you know, go for something like that.
She said Black History Month should be celebrated by everyone because of how it has changed not only Black lives. Everything that has been done by Black historians has impacted every race. From inventions to food to politicians, this world wouldn't be the same without Black history, and everyone should know that so that they are grateful for what Black history has brought us in America.
Yeah, I completely agree with that. You know, like from segregation to voting rights and things like that, I feel like it affects people of color in general because, you know, segregation in schools, no person of color besides white people have the right to go to school, you know, and now that we fought to get those rights, it's now available to Asian Americans, Hispanics, people of color, just in general, you know. So yeah, I completely agree with that.
Everyone should celebrate it because it's not something you have to really go out and put effort into, you know? It's just something you can study, or, you know, you can look up, you know, African Americans that improved history drastically, like, you know, people like Martin Luther King Jr., like, you can just research a lot. You know, people should just do it just to learn, you know?
I agree with him. I feel like it doesn't take a lot to support, you know, a group as important as African Americans. I feel like it took a lot for us to start, you know, standing up for ourselves, like just like how Martin Luther King stood up. You know, I feel like that should be celebrated. That shouldn't just be pushed aside just because you may not agree with it or you don't understand. You can learn to understand and help kind of, you know, support African Americans and support what everything stands for. So I feel like that's not really something that certain people should celebrate. I feel like everyone should support and celebrate that and learn to understand it.